And now in our second segment, we are joined by Nikki Lewis from NikkiLewisSportsChannel.com. Nikki, thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
We're so glad that you could join us. Now, obviously, that particular game that they were at, the Wizards actually won.
And that was before John came back.
That was before John came back. That was a big deal. And then I think they won a few more, and they're now at 11-30 something.
But now Bradley Beal is out. Now, Nikki, one of the things we talked about last week was were the Wizards going to be a player? Well, Coach Bushman Adams, the very understated one, was talking about how they couldn't make a move with James Harden. And then at that time, we thought the Rudy Gay trade was off the block because they had already cleared the cap boom. Right. But now he ends up in Toronto. Do you think the Wiz should have tried to make a play, even if they would have had to include a Bradley Beal in that deal?
I think they should have tried harder. I mean, having him here, you know, hometown, I think they would have packed the Verizon Center out even more. I just think having him play here, I think they should have tried harder and possibly thrown Bradley Beal in. I would love to see Rudy play here.
And he feels a need because they don't have a starting three scorer.
No, they don't. And I think he would have come out really lighting it up and really giving the home crowd something to watch and reasons to come out to the game.
Right.
And hoping for wins. Yeah.
Right.
For some reason, though, the directors, the coaches, Bradley Beal is it. I think we're going to hold on to him.
Yeah.
I will say he compliments John Wall well, but I don't know that duo is something that's substantial going forward.
Well, they're going to need to get a three. If it's not a Rudy Gay, and I guess that's what they want to have, okay, if we get Rudy Gay and give up Bradley Beal, then we still won't have a legitimate starting two guard. Exactly. So I guess if they feel like they've got the young backcourt, then they have to come up with some kind of way of getting a legitimate scoring threat three because they've got Ariza, they've got the kid who's having a good year, Montel Webster, but he's never really been known as a scorer, more of a bench player. But we see they just don't have a margin for error. When John came back, everybody was healthy. They won seven out of 10 or something like that. And now that Bradley Beal has gone out, they're on a 3-game losing streak again.
Right. So it's going to be interesting to see how the rest of the season unfolds and how long Bradley will actually be out.
Right.
So it's going to be really interesting.
Now, Nikki Lewis, SportsChannel.com.
Yes.
Tell the viewers about that.
It's a sports channel dedicated to every sport you can think of, and it's sports all day and myself, of course.
Your namesake.
Exactly. So you'll see me on every page, and I'm covering games over at Bowie State, and I'm covering football. I write football editorials, basketball editorials, and then there's a blog spot on there, which is Everything Hoops.
Okay.
Yes.
And speaking about everything hoops, I mean, this time last week, your good buddy Lexer Taylor was predicting the Wizards were going to have a vie for the 8th spot in the playoffs. He did. He predicted that.
Yes.
But you know, if he throws enough stuff out on the wall, I mean, he's
the
right.
Lakers,
but
the
then
Lakers fan.
But he did not know Bradley Beal was going to get hurt.
No, he did. No,
but
he did.
Speaking of the Lakers, I mean, what do you think about that soap opera that's going on?
I'm not a big Laker fan. I love basketball, so of course I watch their games. But I just think it's a lot of drama right now over there with the Dwight Howard and the back injury. First it was the shoulder, now it's the back. Now he's complaining he's not getting enough touches on the ball. And even though Kobe is sharing the ball, I don't think that's helping them either because you're still losing. I mean, you lost to Phoenix. Phoenix is like 12 for 12 at home, but they're still worse. They still have the worst record in the league. They're right there with the Wizards.
It's interesting. Aside from LeBron James, I haven't seen anybody do that much damage to their image in such a short amount of time.
Exactly.
LeBron was the beloved one, and then the manner in which he left Cleveland to go to Miami,
right.
He became a villain. And
yes.
and Dwight was fine, the lovable kid, the next generation, and then he for whatever reason he didn't want to. The place where they don't have any tax, sales tax. He wanted to leave Orlando.
You said it as you were speaking. He was a lovable kid.
Yes, he was.
So now we're really seeing glaringly so how immature he is as a player, as a teammate, as an adult. I mean, you don't want to criticize somebody, but to me, when you've got that kind of opportunity on the table in terms of the legacy of big men in LA, you're playing with Kobe Bryant, which of course, I mean, that probably does come with a certain level of pressure. You work it out or you sit down and shut up.
Exactly, and he's not sitting down and being quiet. No, he always has something to say. He's not touching the ball enough. Oh, my back hurts. just play basketball or not, just like you said. Play or just sit down.
And like you said, playing with a guy who there is no one more serious about the game than Kobe Bryant.
Exactly.
And he sees a guy like a Dwight Howard. I mean, Kobe has a lot left, but he's not the Kobe of 4 or 5 years ago.
No, he isn't. No,
so it's like, if I'm giving you 110 of what I got left to get a championship, I need you while you're in your prime. I need you to give me what you got to bring every night.
He needs him to play.
Yeah,
He really does.
They've won 3 in a row, not against the powerhouses, but
Minnesota.
and the Wizards beat them by 28, right?
Wow.
Right.
Minnesota.
but the challenge that they face is that they're in the Western Conference, which is very dynamic and very power packed, and every night they're going to face a team. But as we talked about when they picked up Nash, the reason they lost to Oklahoma City was not because they didn't have a slow point guard. They did. So they went out and got another slow point guard. So they still can't match up with Russell Westbrook.
No, they can't.
They almost lost to the guy Bynum with Detroit because Steve Nash couldn't stay in front of him. Come playoff time, who's going to stay in front of Chris Paul?
Yes.
Is he going to stay in front of a kid from Denver? That's I can't even say. Ty Lawson.
Ty Lawson.
Is he going to stay in front of Westbrook? I mean, that really didn't fill a hole, if you will.
They definitely need some speed.
They need a lot of things.
They need a lot of speed.
They need speed.
I think, and I said that the other day when I was talking to my son about the Lakers, they need some youth on the team. They need young legs on that team.
Right.
And right now, with Kobe getting older and getting ready to do whatever he's going to do, then we have Dwight Howard with all his injuries, and then we have Nash. I mean, they need to get a little more youth on that team.
To me, it's a very interesting realm because there is a place for experience, and you got a guy like Kobe. I mean, we're talking about Kobe Bryant, but I mean, there's Kobe, there's LeBron, there's Chris Paul, and those guys are emerging. But when you really talk about elite players that can play into their late years, I mean, Kobe's 35, a little bit, if not a little bit more.
But he got a lot of miles. Remember, he came straight out of high school.
Exactly. So, and Steve Nash, an incredible point guard, but the guys that are coming out, although they may not have the experience and the knowledge, they got the hops, they got the quickness, and Russell Westbrook in a great position, and Kevin Durant in a great position under Scotty Brooks. I mean, if they're willing to be sponges and learn, I mean, how much does experience ultimately?
And the thing that's the challenge for the Lakers now is that Kobe can give it to you, but does he still have that spring in the fourth quarter when he was a closer?
Exactly.
I mean, you see the Kevin Durant's and Russell Westbrooks, the LeBrons, they still can leap as high in the fourth quarter as they did in the first.
Yes, and like I said, I think Kobe is slowing down. He still has a nice shot. I'll give it to him. He shoots the heck out of the ball. But I think the Lakers really need to go back and look at their roster and try to get some younger players under Kobe. Maybe, he can tutor them, be a mentor to them, and bring them up. Let's build that organization back up to where it was. The Lakers was our powerhouse.
Now, the Lakers were a powerhouse, and OKC, despite the fact that they had to trade James Harden, they haven't skipped a beat, and we've seen it with the refinement of Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Their numbers have gone down, but their shooting percentages have gone up.
Yes.
And the team has gotten better. We've seen Ibaka emerge, and Kevin Martin has fit in a lot better than people thought.
Yeah, OKC is really coming out as a great team. I think give them about 2 or 3 more seasons, and they're going to be dominating because they're so young still.
Well, but I mean, just like LeBron had to feel that pain of losing the championship before he could cross the threshold, I can vividly remember when they eliminated Oklahoma City, he went and had a long talk with Kevin Durant, said, "You'll come back hungrier next year." So I'm looking for it should be something if those two meet again to see who's going to come out.
At this point in the season, I got to say the Clippers, who are in D.C. tonight, might challenge. I mean, you can't ever really count San Antonio out, ironically, as old as they are by comparison.
They're still up there.
But as far as the Eastern Conference goes, that's pretty much the comparison. Wide open.
Miami Heat.
Wide open for the Miami Heat. Right.
Got the Miami Heat. The Knicks, the Knicks are doing well record-wise. I just don't see them, because the last few years they've made the playoffs but have not won a series. I think
they haven't.
They barely won. They won their first game in the last couple of years.
Yeah, and then the confetti came down at Madison Square Garden, which was really awkward. But anyway.
And the Boston Celtics, I mean, they were struggling. Then Rondo goes down with an ACL, and they win 4 in a row.
So Rondo goes down, and the latest is that the Clippers have called about Kevin Garnett.
Oh, yeah, we heard that.
Yes.
Which I don't know how much sense that makes. Kevin Garnett and Kevin Garnett and Blake Griffin are not, they play the same position.
Right.
But they're not the same player.
Yeah.
No, they're not.
They coexist?
I think that they're concerned. That's one thing that even when they were battling Oklahoma City before Chris Paul got hurt for the best record in the league, you had naysayers like Charles Barkley saying that run and gun style, they're just not built for the playoffs.
No, they're not.
And we saw them make some steps, but are they championship ready? I mean, we see they've gotten Grant Hill back, and they're expected to get Chauncey Billups back sometime soon. But we'll see if they have Chauncey. Will that make them more adept at running in the half court? We don't know. But I mean, they're definitely worth the price of admission. Lob City when everybody's healthy during the regular season. But are they built for a championship?
For the championship, I don't think so. I don't think so.
Well, I think that as with anything you see in the NBA, not just the NBA, I think that's something that could change. I mean, just like you see the traditional center kind of sprinkling away.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that could change. I don't know if it changes this year, but I think, I mean, that athleticism, that quickness, with the right execution, I mean, that poses a problem.
Right. I look like, unless, barring injuries, I mean, Derrick Rose is supposed to be coming back soon.
Yes.
And Chicago stayed afloat with him, without him. And then when he comes back, I think because remember this time last year, they had the best record in the regular season until Derrick Rose got hurt. Miami was pacing themselves to try to capture the championship. But it's going to be all about seeding. You don't want to have to see Miami until the Eastern Conference Finals.
Exactly.
Definitely don't want to see Miami. That's not a good look to have to bump into Miami.
No.
What's up with D-Wade? I'm just
He's
not.
another one that's getting a little old.
I think he's I think that's what I was about to say. His age. I think he's struggling all over the place.
Because of the mileage and the pounding.
Yes.
Because I mean, they all came out the same year. The class 2000. The Bosh, Chris Paul, not Melo, but yeah, it was. I'm sorry, I was saying not Chris Paul.
Yeah.
So Melo and Bosh. They all came out that same draft.
Yes.
And but Dwayne, all those crashes he had early on in his career, I think is starting to pay the price for him right now.
Well, he said that he didn't expect to hit his stride until about now, after coming off that back surgery.
Yes, back surgery.
You know, he missed the Olympics, so we'll see. I think those injuries and really getting into the, the speed of the NBA game is incredible, and the intensity, especially at which Miami has to play, because they're getting teams' best shot night in and night out. Either he will hit a stride soon, or it's over. Not over. Not over.
He'll be sitting a little bit more.
Right. So, Nikki, give your perspective on what's going on with the Wizards. What do you think? Ernie Grunfeld, I mean, we can't even question anymore, is he the guy? They've signed him for a couple more years.
Yes.
What moves do you think he needs to make based upon now that you've got John back, obviously by not offering up Bradley Beal for a guy like Rudy Gay? They feel like that's their backcourt of the future. I mean, he's another guy he's not that old, but he's got a lot of mileage. Is he the future?
I don't know what we're building with
Is he the future? We haven't. I mean, and we still haven't seen Vesely. I mean, he was the number 6 overall pick.
Right.
But he's a guy that's built for Lob City. I mean, when not running and gunning, he can.
Strictly built for Lob City. Very finesse.
Yeah. So what do you tell the Wizards fans out there about hope for the future?
I don't know. I think coming from a coach's perspective, like you said before, they need a good 3. I mean, it comes down to who can we bring in? It's going to balance out, John and Bradley Beal, who is doing great. I mean, I think he's holding his own, and he's really stepping out there as lead, as a lead scorer on that team and trying to bring the wins home. But they're still struggling, and I think from a coach's perspective, you have to look at all of it. You have to look at who can we get in here, and what do we need to change offensively and defensively? Do we need to run and gun more? Do we need to slow it down? I just think they really need to take the time in the off season and work every aspect out of that team, and so that the home crowd is proud of their team. I mean, it's the Wizards, Washington Wizards. We want to go in the gym. We want to go to the Verizon Center rooting them on, not like, not another loss. Here we go.
And they can give you posts like this on the Nikki Lewis SportsChannel.com. Great job, Nikki.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you.